And now for something completely different.
Smoke
medical
weed every day.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and past it. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2, Hoppe. Hoppe, Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
What's up? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, hanging out with you for the next 2 hours. You can always leave me a voicemail if you want to give an opinion on what I'm about to talk about. That voicemail number is 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. And to spell my name, it's RYANHOPPE. Some people do RYANHOPPY. That is incorrect. If this is the first time you are hearing my show, hi, my name's Ryan Hoppe, and I've been a host of this award-winning show for 9 years now. I live in the beautiful Tampa Bay area, but I also speak to the cities of Detroit, Fort Myers, Charlotte, some cities in Missouri, Tampa Bay, London, and much more. But I want to hear from you guys. This is a very interactive podcast. If you love me, that's great. If you don't like me, you'll learn to love me. Trust me on that.
Whoa! Hoppe Hot Topic!
All right. So on this show, I discuss celebrity news, dating, and everyone's favorite subject that I have to be careful with when it comes to the terrestrial radio waves, that being sex. I have to be careful. I got to make sure I don't say anything that's too wild. Don't worry. I think we'll be just fine. So we got the latest news here. It says here, game changer. NCAA agrees to let schools pay their athletes. All right, let's get into it right now on the show you're listening to, known as Hoppe Hour.
Overnight, a revolution in college sports. The NCAA has always viewed student athletes as amateurs, but college sports have exploded in popularity, becoming a multi-billion-dollar business and launching superstars.
And your new all-time NCAA leading scorer, Caitlin Clark.
Before we even get into the meat of this article, I want to defend Caitlin Clark real quick. Everybody's been hating on her in the WNBA because all the players that never were really able to bring that much traction to the sports are mad that Caitlin Clark, this pretty girl, comes in and makes the WNBA relevant. Every single one of her haters, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, everybody should be bowing down to her and saying thank you for making our league relevant. I saw some tweet from some hack WNBA reporter that was like, well, the ratings and revenue were up without Caitlin Clark, so we were doing fine anyway. It's like, yeah, it was up like 2%. She's brought it up so much more. She has brought it up exponentially. Every single person out there should be grateful for her. She's a great person. She doesn't respond to hate. And hey, she's classy. I like that about her. I don't mind Angel Reese, but that whole, yo, I'm going to talk my mouth off. Back it up on the court, Angel.
And athletes have been speaking out for years.
I think they should be paid some portion of money so that their basic needs are taken care of.
Now
That's Michael Jordan in 2019.
NCAA announcing a historic agreement allowing schools to pay Division I players for the first time in 100 years. The organization and its 5 power conferences, the ACC, Big Ten, Big 12, Pac-12, and the SEC, all agreeing to pay nearly $3 billion in damages to current and former athletes who were prevented from earning endorsement money and a cut of broadcast revenues.
That's good that they're paying the former athletes, because you got to think there's all these former athletes that are probably so mad to see all these NIL deals going through and everything going through. And they're like, I missed out on it. That being Reggie Bush.
It's all part of a proposed settlement in 3 antitrust cases.
This is a huge win for athlete advocates.
In addition to back pay for former athletes, the settlement also includes a groundbreaking revenue sharing plan for future stars, allowing over 300 Division I schools to share up to $20 million each per year with athletes. In a joint statement, the NCAA and its 5 conferences calling the settlement an important step in the continuing reform of college sports. Attorneys representing college athletes calling the settlement a major landmark victory. This is just the latest major domino to fall in college athletics, with the NCAA in recent years letting athletes receive academic bonuses.
I don't know. There's something about college sports that I've just really never been into. Maybe it's because I'm from Illinois, so I really didn't have a team to root for. I grew up a Bears fan and then divorced the team when I left Illinois. But I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, I'm not really into college sports. I'm into the NBA. I like to say, since I record here in Tampa Bay, I'm the one diehard NBA fan in Tampa Bay. I have the NBA package. I watch every NBA playoff game. Most of Tampa Bay does not. When I worked in sports radio in Tampa Bay, 9% of the audience wanted to hear about the NBA. So I'm just saying, when you live somewhere and you have a different culture, because, you know, Illinois is a little different than Florida, a lot of times you kind of end up being a loner of your interests. I'm just saying. But it's just crazy to me, like, seeing everybody from the South, they're so into their college sports. And I'm like, it's just not as good of games. I'd rather just wait to see them, you know, go into the NFL or go into the NBA and then see them do it professionally. There's a lot of, like, missed jump shots if you're watching basketball. There is a lot of missed throws if you're watching football, because they're amateurs, they're kids. They're better than I'll ever be. But I'm just saying, when you watch the NFL and you watch the NBA, it's a top-notch product because it's the best players from around the world. It's the elite of the elite. That's why leagues like the NBA G League, which is the minor league for growing players, and that's why the UFL or the USFL, I believe, and the XFL and all these leagues don't really pan out, is because those players weren't even good enough to be backups on the NBA or NFL. So you're watching these, I don't want to use the word scrubs because they're good players, but it really makes you think that the worst player on an NBA team is still better than the majority of people. Like, there's a guy named Brian Scalabrine that played for the Boston Celtics. He's this red-headed ginger. And everybody would hate on him when he played, but he literally has a quote that says, I'm closer to LeBron James than you are. And I think that's a brilliant quote. All right. We have about 1 minute, 10 seconds left in this segment. So I want to tell you, if you want to respond on everything when it comes to my rant, my take on college sports, 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, RyanHoppe Radio. And you can email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Now, if you're listening overseas in London, I do have WhatsApp. I'm not sure if you can just text me 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-494-6773. I got to figure out how to make sure that people in London can communicate with this show, because I'm here to entertain you. This show is for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. When you're sitting in traffic, no matter if you're driving on the right side of the car or the left side, you need entertainment. And Hoppe Hour is here to provide that. We will be right back.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah, this following segment has been brought to you by the best kava and kratom around. Go to mitra-9.com, mitra-9.com, and now check out. I'm telling you, are you looking for an alternative to alcohol and liquor? If you go to mitra-9.com and get the best kava and kratom around, and at checkout, use keyword Hoppe, Hoppe. Let me take a sip of this kava I'm drinking. You can save 20%. But you got to go to mitra-9.com and at checkout, use keyword Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're listening for the first time, hi, my name is Ryan Hoppe. You might recognize this voice from the various radio shows I've worked on over the years. Let's get into it.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Or chat him live via the Hoppe Radio app.
Whoa! Hoppe Hot Topic!
Paris Hilton responds to fan who calls out son wearing floaty backwards. She's wearing a... Paris Hilton responds to fan who calls out son wearing a floaty backwards. So he's in one of those lazy rivers and he's wearing a floaty backwards. Honestly, I'm going to tell you before I get into this article, I got a vasectomy, so I can never have kids, and I'm 30 years old. A lot of people think I'm 24 because I have a baby face, and I love that. But I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, I find kids repulsive. I find them annoying. I don't ever want any, which is why I got a vasectomy. There's other reasons why I got a vasectomy. But what I'm saying to you is I don't critique other parents because I don't have that skill. I don't have any kids, so I'm not there to critique. So when you have all the other internet warriors out there critiquing it, it's like, shut up. Them in the water. Yeah! Paris Hilton might have made the cutest baby of all time. That is a cute kid.
Paris Hilton is grateful for TikTok fan support. The 43-year-old thanked a user who pointed out on the social media app that her 1-year-old son Phoenix's flotation device was on backwards while in the pool with her in Hawaii. Oops, thank you. I never let him out of my arms. Thought it was backwards too. I said that to the person who I bought it from and they said it was on right, but thank you so much for letting me know. The reality star.
That is why Paris Hilton is so smart and she is so good at marketing, is other people like Chrissy Teigen would have clapped back and gotten all mad. You don't know what it's like to be a parent. But Paris Hilton is here, and she's like, you know what? I'm just going to shut them down. I know what I'm doing because I'm Paris Hilton.
Star wrote back in a comment. The interaction follows a similar one the Simple Life alum had a few weeks ago, where her kids' car seats appeared to be installed incorrectly, leading her again to thank fans for pointing it out and uploading a new video shortly afterward with the proper set.
Yeah, she should probably maybe quit putting up videos of her and her kids. I'm not saying this is anything where Child Protective Services should be called, but my goodness, Paris, I'm telling you right now, like, I don't want to say get it together because you're doing fine enough, but it's like, come on now.
Set up writing. Thanks for the mom advice. I'm new to this. The hashtag cutesy crew is now ready for takeoff in the hashtag sliving mom van.
She's literally like, I used to do lines of coke and I have an adult film about me from 20 years ago. This is a different world for me. I used to have nothing I needed to be responsible over. I used to have nothing. I just partied every day and slept until noon. This is a new universe for me.
I love you. Yes.
Showing her in her nice car with the car seats of the babies.
Paris is currently in Hawaii with her husband Carter and their 2 children, Phoenix and London, as well as her brother Barron Hilton and his wife and kids.
Look at the nice big brother. Oh, you're so sweet.
2 + 1 3.
Is that your sister? Oh, look at the smiley girl.
Paris sounds so different. I'm so used to, hey, oh my God, it's the simple life. I'm from the valley, and I came from money. Wow. It's like she really grew up. Let's give her a round of applause. We got the studio audience of me, myself, and I in the soundboard. Good job. We're all proud of you. Mm-hmm.
While on their family vacay, the Simple Life star also shared adorable snaps of her babies in matching outfits.
Oh, how much do you like Hawaii, Phoenix? Oh, yeah, but you like...
It was so weird when the kid Phoenix was born. Everybody was like, that's a big-ass head, and like making fun of her. It's a big head. And it was like, I don't know. I had a big head. You want to hear something funny? You want to hear something hilarious? Because I have a saying on my show that if I'm bored, you're probably bored. So we're going to move on from talking about Paris Hilton's kids. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, I'm 6'9". Never played sports, played volleyball freshman year of high school, and we were up like 17-4, and I had some moments where I messed up, and then it was 21-16. The game came back because of me. Mm-hmm. One of my most traumatic moments. Let's just say I didn't make volleyball sophomore year. But I'm a very big guy, and usually when you give birth to a baby, if you're like 7 or 8 pounds, not that I have any experience giving birth to a baby, but usually when you're 7 or 8 pounds, usually you get a C-section or whatever. I was 12 pounds, 6 ounces, and my head got caught at birth. The doctor went to my mom on September 3rd, 1993. Oh, yeah, whatever. You don't really need it. Who wants to have an easier operation where his head doesn't get stuck down there and it gives him ADHD and bipolar? Oh, whatever. My poor mom. I've never actually spoken to her about the birth. Like, we've kind of talked about it a little bit here and there. But I can't even imagine what that pain must felt like. I love how, like, a lot of times you take after your parents. What a concept. You're their DNA. But I see this headline here, and it says that 80% of Americans consider fast food now to be a luxury. And I've gone through weight up and down in my life. And I get that from my mom. I love junk food, especially when I have the munchies. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm actually glad that the price of fast food in America, I don't know what it is in the UK, but in America, that it's gone up to being the same price as going out to a grocery store. Because now I'm losing weight. The thing about McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King before, when I didn't have a lot of money, was I could get a ton of food for $8. Yeah, I'd be sick the next morning, but hey, I saved money. But now, the fact that it would cost me like $19 to fill me up at McDonald's, I could literally get a rotisserie chicken and I can get mashed potatoes for $12 at Publix, the grocery store here in Tampa Bay where I record. And then it's like, I win. You know what's the best? Is when you have those friends that tell you, oh, I think you're beginning to lose a little, or I think you're beginning to gain a little bit of weight. And you go, no, that's not true. And then when you weigh yourself and you're like 290, and then you start swimming every day and working out every day. And then all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, those same people that are so critical of your weight, all of a sudden say to you, oh my God, your arms are beginning to look jacked. And I'm like, it makes your ego so big. And trust me, my body is 6'9". So my ego is already big. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Go to ryanhopperadio.com for all the info. And if you're listening to this show right now on the radio waves, I appreciate that. And spread the word via podcast, but also make sure you keep it tuned to the radio station I'm on right now. All righty. Let's see what's coming up on Hoppe Hour. I have so much here. This is hilarious. Man with suspended driver's license ordered to turn himself in after joining Zoom call hearing while driving. He didn't really plan it out now, did he? I don't think he did. Maybe he was listening to Hoppe Hour before and just got so sidetracked. Because like I say, I record for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. We'll be right back on Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. This following segment, I can't just announce this new sponsor I have. I'm telling you right now. I can't just announce it without getting right into it. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, we got to get CNN music because this is a big deal. We currently have 9 sponsors, and this right here is going to be our 8th, or our new sponsor, that being our 9th sponsor, like I just said. CNN.
CNN breaking news.
Yeah. Fortify Nutrition. Brought to you by Dr. Michael Lang of the nationally syndicated Ask the Doctor radio show. Is now a sponsor of Hoppe Hour. Woohoo! Yippee-ki-yay! Here's the deal. fortifeye.com for the best super protein powder, the best Fit Pro. It's this protein powder that's a pre or post workout. Oh my God. If you're working out and you're getting your pump on and you feel like you're starting to get older and you're losing energy, like me, I hit 30, I feel like I'm starting to go down a little bit or whatever. But trust me, I've been taking this Fortify Fit Pro before I swim. It has made my endurance better. It has made my performance better. And trust me, is this mic on? I'm not lying to you. It also, my love life.
It's time to turn Hoppe on.
Yeah. Going pretty good. Yeah. I don't kiss and tell, though. I did that in a podcast in October, and Spaghetti-O.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
I got so braggadocious about my new sponsor that I forgot to tell you that it's fortifeye.com, and at checkout use keyword RYAN20. I know I said that the other sponsors were Hoppe, Hoppe, but this one, it's RYAN20 at fortifeye.com.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio or chat him live via the Hoppe Radio app.
And now for something completely different.
He never holds back, and he speaks his mind. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. If you're listening on the radio station that you're listening on right now, hi. I know my voice is so booming, but trust me, if you think my voice is booming right now with my Midwest accent and whatnot, I can make it even more booming.
I have this voice effect where I can make it sound like this.
Or I can sound really irritating. Hi. We won't do that. 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Life's weird, you know, like you see all these celebrity news and you see everybody losing their mind and everybody acting a fool. And it's like, I'm not trying to get morbid and dark, but we are going to die someday. And you see Robert De Niro going to the courthouse for the Trump trial. You see that the latest is going on with Diddy. You see Travis Kelce reacting to getting booed at a game. And then you see man with suspended license ordered to turn himself in after joining Zoom call while driving, while in court. You just see all this nonsense and you go, this is all a distraction from, there may be an afterlife. I'm pretty agnostic. I don't really believe in God. I think it's utter nonsense. If that is what helps you get through the day, Congratulations. I'm really happy for you. I wish I had it. My whole family's Roman Catholic, but we'll get to that later. But this right here is the definition of a distraction of death.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Here is the Zoom call with your honorable Judge Cedric Simpson.
Mm-hmm. Court calls case People versus Corey Harris.
Conrad Silver on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
So it's the Zoom call of them connecting to Corey for a suspended license. And then here we go. It's him driving.
Present via Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Great.
And he parks.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
His face, this guy, oh my goodness. He's like, I am in a lot of crud. I can't swear anymore, so I'm keeping it clean.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
His lawyer is like, I don't even know what to say. This is definitely one of those judges because he's doing a lot of dead air, a lot of silence. He's definitely like one of those guys that likes to be dramatic in the courtroom because he holds all the power. And you can hear crickets. And it's just the guy sitting there looking all worried. The judge is typing. What is the judge going to say?
Hello?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
Mr. Harris is worried. The one thing I don't like about Zoom calls is that noise. Irritating. So what's the judge going to say?
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have a lot of empathy. It's because of my ADHD and my bipolar. I'm a little crazy. But I feel empathy for people. And there was some reason in that clip that I just felt empathy for him. I looked at him and I just went, man, I'm sorry, bud. Like, I know that's not how you wanted things to go. And that's not how they should have gone. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Oh, this next headline here. I love this. I absolutely, positively love this. And why do I love this? Because it's about Jelly Roll. Weed's the best aid to sobriety. Keeps me off of codeine. Now, if you are maybe 45 plus, you look at this headline, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, and would judge it. I get it. I used to be a party animal. I was the life of the party. And then I turned 28, 29 and was like, it's not really worth being hungover anymore. And I allegedly partaken all the time. And it's pretty much, I would say, kept me sober to a point. Like, obviously, you're feeling the effects of each hit. But also, it's like you're not really, hurting anybody. If anything, I'm hurting my stomach by all the munchies I ate. All right. Jelly Roll's sober strategy involves just a dash of drugs because he says he needs marijuana to live a clean lifestyle, claiming without it, he'd go back to harder stuff in a heartbeat. Life is so hard that I totally get it. Now, some baby boomers or Gen Xers might judge a millennial like this, but life is really hard for a millennial. Is it as hard as the 1940s? No, but inflation is through the roof, and unless you're a famous singer like Jelly Roll, it's hard to get a house. So if taking a puff of the Magic Dragon helps you out, then it's going to help you out. The singer-songwriter opened up about his coping mechanism during an interview with Taste of Country, admitting he smokes weed to stay away from other drugs he's used in the past. JR says, I think a world without weed, Jelly Rolls drinking codeine and popping Xanax and snorting cocaine again, but a world with weed, I'd be all right. In a bold statement, Jelly admits it's a hot button issue to argue Mary Jane keeps him sober. That said, Jelly Roll swears by the stuff, says pot helped lower his anxiety. Oh, it does. You just got to make sure that it's allegedly an indica. If you get a sativa for my brain, allegedly, I just start overthinking all the time. My brain goes, Ryan, you are just insert word here. That's if I'm on a sativa. But an indica is like,
Ryan, relax. You are alive, and someday you're going to be dead and not conscious. So appreciate life.
You know what I'm saying? I thought about maybe allegedly getting my mom into it, but my mom is one of the biggest overthinkers of all time. Whoa, I wonder where I get it from. So I don't know if it'd be the best idea for her. I don't know if it'd be amazing and great and just really good. But I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you should try it. All right. We're about to go to a commercial break. If you're listening on this podcast, I'm about to play a song. And if you're listening on a radio station, hi. We're about to go to a break, and another amazing podcast is going to come on. So it's 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. That's ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. I say before each break that I record this show for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. So if you're sitting in traffic and you feel like you need entertainment to help your day go by, trust me, I can provide that. That's what I am here for. We will be right back on
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
We'll be right back.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Now, since we are doing the syndication deal here with Happy Hour, I have to do 10-minute segments. So please keep listening. I'm going to play a rap song called Herda by Vi and GLC from 2006. If you don't really feel like hearing rap, you're like, skip 3 minutes and 50 seconds. But trust me, I think it adds to the effect of this award-winning show.
Rather roll through in a new coupe. Y'all not tuned with something beautiful right here. Something epic. This official. Matthias, let's make it. Look, I was being a nice guy. I leave that to them dudes that shoot hoops. I'd rather roll through in a new coupe with chicks that get 200 to do shoots. Rolling a shooby doobie while we listen to smooth grooves. Dude, I tried to told you I'm hot like magma and keep them stashed up in the Dodge Magnum near the stash of the Magnums. Never know which one I'ma use. Right there, I got a couple people confused. Cause I never lose. I never snooze. Pop shit, then I pop this shit, knock you out of your shoes. I shut down crews and rock tailor-made suits and Louis shoes. It's hard to do what I do. Stunning like Evil Knievel. Keep a watch face see-through. I do this for my people selling through they screen though. My mom said I was a walking felony cause I kept 16s in the closet like Kelly. Shop with the sellers. barking and them chickens ain't clucking and them pigs ain't searching and them birds ain't chirping. I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking and them chickens ain't clucking and them pigs ain't searching and them birds ain't chirping. I'm a hustler for real. Nah, dog, I'm not a mad rapper. I'm a disgruntled MC and I teach you dudes about tussling with me. Truth is, I hate these marks. I should pull this jammy and spark and leave these rappers handicap park. And when you see your boy out, bow down or kiss the ring. With a crew about myself, I ain't worried about a thing. This is Shot City, man. Where the f you from? And your chick can't go if she ain't gobbling. My partner Supreme told me flows hard on these monkeys. I hit Pro Gems and told them make my wrist chunky. Chain hung like donkey. And for them dudes who want it, nickname beautiful, keep them brass on me. Homie, I'm funky like leg shots to let you know that I'm serious. When them blocks get hot, I'm in the streets bare chested. I got money invested, easy tested. My dogs ain't barking and them chickens ain't clucking and them pigs ain't searching and them birds ain't chirping. I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking and them chickens ain't clucking and them pigs ain't searching and them birds ain't chirping.
This ain't the young and restless. You could say the drama like support boy. Put your life on pause like a comma. When you cutting corners and you stacking money, so they turn comedians, man, they get to acting funny. I know the MCs, the real MCs. Same old same dude, man, them was shopping with me. Get a pumpkin head in front of your little daughter. You a broke pop machine, you out of order. I'ma come and get you. Don't make me hit your shells like a snail or armadillo. Watch the blue lights with the blue films, like make him look like he got gills. This ain't artificial, man, it's real. Throw him in Lake Michigan and hope the nigga can't swim. And if he can't, I guess he won't live. Giving names, get your change, he ain't hate a bill. That ain't nothing, Charlie. Let's go. I am the grain.
What up? What's going on? Tell me, bro. Taking you back to 2006.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
This following segment has been brought to you by the best CBD Delta 8 honey around at dzbzhoney.com. Oh my goodness. If you are like Jelly Roll and you are looking for a way to be sober, trust me, it's a really good setup. You got lollipops, honey you can put on bread, and much more at dzbzhoney.com. And at checkout, use keyword Hoppe, HOPPE, to save 20%. That's 1/5 on the best Delta 8 and CBD honey around.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
On dating apps, he's 6'9", but in reality, he's 6'8.5". Welcome back to the circus known as Hoppe Hour.
Now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. It says right here, NBA's Isaiah Thomas, kid pulled an AK-47 on me in my city, and says in quotations, be safe. I can't even imagine, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, what that feeling must be like to have an AK-47 be put on you. You know what I mean? It can't be the best feeling. You can't wake up in the morning and go, oh, I love that an AK-47 is going to be put on me today. I'm just saying. All right, it says here, this is from TMZ. Two-time NBA All-Star Isaiah Thomas says he had a terrifying experience over the weekend. And this is the millennial Isaiah Thomas, not the top 75 player of all time from the Pistons. It says here, when current NBA player Isaiah Thomas, when him and his friends came face-to-face with a kid wielding a gun, and he believes his fame very well might have saved his life. The Phoenix Suns guard opened up about the encounter on X, aka Twitter, saying it was truly a life-changing moment. Really tripping on how these kids are moving around. I really had a life-changing moment yesterday where a kid pulled an AK-47 out on me and the homies. And if it wasn't for who I was and him recognizing me in my own city, he would have ended all our lives. Be safe. That really has to be weird for Isaiah Thomas. Like, you lay in bed at night and you go, because I play in the NBA and because I play sports, I'm not dead. He claimed his group was out and about in his hometown of Tacoma, Washington on Monday, where they were approached by a kid carrying an AK-47. Thomas, a hero in the area, said it truly felt like if it wasn't for who I was and him recognizing me, I would have been dead. IT used that frightening moment as a warning to his nearly 2 million followers on the platform, saying he's really tripping about how kids are moving around nowadays. Yeah, kids aren't the same, man. I think it might be the protein in the food. You look at kids and they just appear differently. You look at your typical Gen Z kid and they look like they're 27. Me, I look like I'm 24. Millennials, and this is another subject we'll get into right now on Hoppe Hour, but I don't know what it is, but millennials are not aging at all. Like, I was at a Drake concert. I was in the suite, hanging out, having a few adult beverages, watching Drake. And I was talking to a few of the people in the suite. They were all these rich kids, these rich people's kids. And I'm talking to them in the suite. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've been listening to Drake since 2009. And they're like, 2009? That was the year I was born. And I walked away and was like, I had no idea that you were literally a teenager. Because they appeared to be 24 years old. I remember in the 2000s and early 2010s when I was in high school and middle school, there were days that the cutest girl in your school went to school and she looked hungover just on life, on hormones, not on alcohol, maybe alcohol, but she looked not presentable. And that's because we had razor phones. But then when you saw that same girl, I know there was one example named Kelly. I remember that Friday, she looked really bad. And I'm not trying to sound rude, but she didn't look good. That Friday, we went to an underage drinking party, allegedly. And that same girl, I was like, oh my goodness, are you beautiful? My jaw dropped. Nowadays, they probably get up at 4 a.m., the girls do, to look like they're 25. It's crazy. If you have any kids that are Gen Z and you feel like they are growing up fast, contact me, 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. All right, here's the deal. We also have some news here about Gen Z, and I find this absolutely, positively hilarious because I love how people hate on Gen Z all day long. And to me, the funny part about Gen Z is the fact that they're just human beings and everybody hates on them, but it's like, you do realize that they're a product of the boomer and Gen Xers. So all the Gen Xers and boomers that are hating on them, you do realize you're the one that created them. They're your DNA. Of course they're going to act the way they do. You created them. How do we not know that Gen Xers and baby boomers didn't act the way Gen Zers did 40, 50, 60 years ago when there was no camera phones? There was no iPhones. You ever think about that? It says here from the Daily Mail, nearly half of Gen Z say they are living a double life online. A shocking survey reveals 1 in 5 across generations have a secret online persona. Yeah, it's probably TikTok. I actually deleted my TikTok account the other day. I can't do this. Because it picks and chooses when it wants to show your content. With YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, you have a good chance of being seen. On TikTok, they will shadow ban you. Experts who quizzed 2,000 Americans found 46% of the 16 to 24-year-olds felt there was a significant difference between their online persona and real-world selves. Why even play a character on here? I'm not really this much of a loudmouth. I'm a quiet introvert that has ADHD. But when I'm on air, I never hold back. I think you're aware of that. It says here, experts behind the study today urge people to strike up more conversations between friends and family to understand each other's worlds, but caution the survey was merely observational. Well, if it was just observational, why are you reporting it as news? That's a little hypocritical. It says here, 1 in 5 of the world's young people have a mental health condition. Maybe that's because nothing is affordable. You look at McDonald's being overpriced. That's an exact example of the problems we are having in this country. Man, when I was 18 years old and I was hanging out with the Magic Dragon, if you know what I'm saying, man, we would go to Wendy's and it was 99 cents to get a crispy chicken, and I would have $8 with me and I would get 5 crispy chickens, and then I would get a large Coke and a small fry for like $8. Now that'd be like $24. It's out of this world. It's nuts. And the sad part is these companies are making money, so I feel like the inflation should end at some point. I feel like it's becoming greed now. I don't even think it's a real thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you ever think about that? Sometimes I wonder if it's really even that bad out there, or if the companies just want to keep the prices up because then they make money. I mean, at some point, it's got to be biting them in the butt. At some point, people are going to speak up, right? You would think. At some point, people are going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to McDonald's anymore. It's nuts. It's funny. I made a post about the prices of McDonald's, and I finally went viral. I had like 2 million views on my Facebook and like 50,000 comments. And I was like, see, that's something called relatable content. Not playing a character behind a microphone, complaining about the price of fast food. 856-49-HOPPE. We're about to go to a break. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Now, if you're listening on the radio station that I'm syndicated on, hi, keep listening to this exact station. Or if you're listening to my podcast, we are going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez. We're going to talk about Jason and Kylie Kelsey. We're going to talk about Diddy and much, much more right after this on the award-winning Riveting Circus, known as Hoppe Hour. We'll be right back.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Now, if you are listening on the podcast, if you want to skip 4 minutes, you can skip past this Ja Rule song with the game. But I think it's quite the banger. And I'm setting this show up as a morning radio show that plays 2000s and 90s hits. So we're going to keep that tradition going. Here is Sunset with Ja Rule and the game.
Know I'm from New York. Shit, I love California. Yeah, from back when NWA rock the black and gray raid and shit, or some gangster shit. Niggas wasn't thinking about hoes and how maintenance the coupe with the translucent roof. I done two-tone the blues just to ride up the strip for the look on Sunset. Sun up to sunset, niggas be on some pimp shit. But you already know this. If you ever know this, by the looks of me, baby, I'm holding it. I ain't telling if you ain't know when I'm a dawn. Meet me at the Mondrian. I'll be sitting out front in the back watching the Star is Born. And you ain't getting gone, at least no time soon. Cause we heading over to the Viper Room to get high on whatever your heart desires. But you can start giving head while we ride sunset. Come on.
sunset. Go right up my dial, watch my body get so wet. Tonight's gonna be the night, be a night you forget. I make you feel good while we ride, so good while we can. Take a ride up and down the sunset. Go right up my dial, watch my body get so wet. Tonight's gonna be the night, baby, boy, you won't forget. I make you feel good while we ride, so good while we
You
ride.
already know California's the mecca of hydraulics. The switches on low riders, the Dayton's on gold wires. West siders throw it up, my nigga, it's all love. I'm calling out every grip and blood in LA. Essays hit the strip on dubs, let's hit the club. My bitches and stars stripping for dubs. Mommy, what's up? Lambo doors up, when they see me, they show me love. Hunk the home, pull over and roll up. The chronic and blow dubs. Better hope it ain't no gunplay. The Sunset Friday, it's Crenshaw Sundays, and I love LA like Snoop Love and 6 Trey. Where would I be without Dre to live and die in LA? All we know is low riders and sex, and what happens on Sunset stays on Sunset. Got the whole strip throwing up dubs, and since Pac died, it ain't been no California love.
California love. Watch my body get so wet. Tonight's gonna be the night, baby boy, you won't forget. I make you feel good, that's so good while we can. Take a ride up and down the sunset. Go right up my dial, watch my body get so wet. Tonight's gonna be the night, baby boy, you won't forget. I make you feel good while we ride, so good while we ride.
Ghost rides and whips for the bay, just under shade. We sitting on chrome, candy painted in parlor. 6 foes, 6 deuce, continentals with suicide doors. Can't help but flows when you in Los Angeles. Just learn the dress codes, B's and C's, cause it's all about the G-code. Niggas fucking these free calls, being that what he call. Niggas stacking these Legos, bitches moving that milk no more less than a day old. Riding down Rodeo with twins that resemble J-Lo. Uh-oh, they wanna get the lick and the pimp in the right places. I promise I'll be patient before I get to replacing the bed. I mean, it's 2 of them shit. That means there's 4 lips at one time around one dick. And they doing it while we hitting the strip. In the back of the set, sunset, we riding high on it.
Sing it, baby. Sing it.
So good while we riding, baby. So good while we riding, baby. And your love just drives me crazy.
Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best MMA trainer in all of the Bay Area. That being Amir Academy of Martial Arts at amiracademy.com. He's at 2800 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. He's got MMA classes. He's got boxing classes. He's got women's self-defense classes, kids self-defense classes, kids classes. If you want to be an MMA fighter, he can train you. He's got boxing bags, and he's got his own workout room. Trust me, if you're listening locally, he's the best around. All right, we're going to come back on Hoppe Hour and get into all the silliness that is the circus of this show.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
And now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh, yes. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Now, when I do Hoppe Hour, not only is it me ranting about the news, and talking about celebrities and what comes to my brain, but it also is an outlet for me to have therapy with you guys. Now, you're probably wondering why the hell, when I talk about therapy, that I put on Seinfeld's music. I despise this show with all my heart. Now, when I say that, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. But this is the only thing my dad watched. I was born in 1993, and throughout the 90s, all I heard in the living room was this. And it was the only show he liked. Drove me out of this world. My dad unfortunately passed away of cancer 10 years ago, but even in the afterlife that I don't believe in, he's haunting me with that music. Now you're probably wondering, why, Ryan? Why are you telling us about your issues when it comes to authority and men? I'm not like this anymore, but back in the day, whenever a man in power, if it was a radio show I worked for or a boss, whenever they gave me a compliment, I got the same dopamine as if I'm making love to a beautiful pinup model. You know what I'm saying? Like my daddy issues, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting complimented. Well, it explains a lot, right? Here I have Jerry Seinfeld. It says, we need to bring back dominant masculinity. Ugh. He is just on an end of his life okay boomer tour. He had that speech at Duke. That was okay. But this guy just wants to talk about everything because he is the genius, even though Larry David was really the genius behind that show. Why is he the genius behind that show? Because he made Curb Your Enthusiasm. That was actually funnier than Seinfeld. And that was the other thing. My dad didn't even like Curb. I tried to bond with him. But what did Seinfeld do afterwards? The B movie and that awful movie on Netflix? Yeah, I would say Larry David won that one. All right. Here is 70-year-old Jerry Seinfeld on being masculine.
I couldn't help but wonder if part of it is maybe your own nostalgia for this time that feels like another planet, or at least...
I love that this Gen Z girl is like calling him out, like pretty much... You're living in the past, Jerry.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course it does. But there's another element there that I think is the key element, and that is...
the fact that you used to be able to go out with 17-year-olds?
Agreed upon hierarchy, which I think is absolutely vaporized in today's moment. Okay. And I think that is why people lean on the horn and drive in the crazy way that they drive, because we have no sense of hierarchy.
I could see Jerry Seinfeld, the dude that drives in the left lane. Now, if you're listening in London, I don't know how the lanes work, but in America, the left lane is supposed to be where you go around the cars. But here in Florida, specifically where I live for the last 10 years, people drive so slow in the left lane. I bet he's a guy, Jerry Seinfeld, that's in the left lane.
And as humans, we don't really feel comfortable like that. So that is part of what I think is, if you want to talk about nostalgia, that's part of what makes that moment attractive looking back. And the other thing is, as a man, can I say that?
Are you sure you are? Are you?
I've always wanted to be.
I didn't ask your pronouns before we began.
I've always wanted to be a real man.
You weren't, bro. Why are you not a real man? Because you went out with a 17-year-old.
Never made it.
You're a creep.
But I really thought when I was in that era, again, it was JFK, it was Muhammad Ali, it was Sean Connery, Howard Cosell. You can go all the way down there.
Howard Cosell. I mean, wow, that's quite the reference.
That's a real man. I want to be like that someday.
He's probably talking about all the people that he probably refers to as sissies. He just seems like somebody that hates anything that's under 70.
Well, no. I never really grew up. That's
why he went out with a 17-year-old, because he never grew up. That makes sense. He is one of those howly weirdos.
You don't want to as a comedian because it's a childish pursuit. But I miss a dominant masculinity. Yeah, I get the toxic thing. I get it. But still.
That reporter, She just wants to impress him so badly. Listen to this right here. She so badly wants to just impress Jerry with all her heart.
Masculinity. Yeah, I get the toxic thing. I get it.
You're not going to impress him more if you laugh at his jokes. I don't know. Here's my thing, because we got about 3 minutes left in the segment. I am sick and tired of the older generation doing this routine. Oh, men aren't men anymore. Listen, let me have a quick discussion with that generation known as the baby boomers and the tough
Gen Xers.
Okay. What somebody else does with their body has nothing to do with you. If you were so manly, you wouldn't care if somebody else needed pronouns or needed to identify as something else. You know what that is? If you are hating on somebody that feels like they need to change their gender or wear a dress or have pronouns or whatever, that's you being a bully. You were probably the same kid that made fun of everybody and called people awful words for being gay on the playground and were the reason why people were afraid to come out in the 70s and 80s. Why does it matter? What does it have to do with you if somebody else goes, hey, I want to be a girl? Is it changing how much money you make? Is it getting you fired from your job unless they replace you because they're better at their job than you? Is it causing you to have less intimacy with your significant other? No, that's because you're a slob. I am sick and tired, and we're going to be talking about this coming up in June for the Gay Pride Month, LGBTQ plus, I think that's all the letters. They keep adding letters. But I am a big proponent of gay rights, women's rights, and things in that manner. And if you go, oh, well, God said, where in the Bible does it say that if somebody wears a dress, they're a bad person? You know what? Honestly, I have friends who are transgender, and they're more fun to be around than people that aren't, because they're so open with themselves that you can communicate with them. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I'm a little goofy. I'm 6'9". I'm tall. I have a limp. I'm different looking. I look like Jokic. Nikola Jokic on the Denver Nuggets. You can Google me, Ryan Hoppe. Please don't. But what I'm saying to you is I don't care what someone else does, because my whole life I've been personally judged. So I know how it feels for other people to get judged, and it's none of your business. And honestly, I'm pretty agnostic/atheist. Recently, my uncle died, and I kind of realized I don't think him and my dad are hanging out somewhere. But if they are, they're probably full of love and happiness. They're not going, oh, those people wearing those dresses, or Jerry Seinfeld saying, masculinity's not around anymore. What, you want to go back to the Mad Men era where people were abusing other people and people were being sexist in the office? And don't get me going on the word woke. You don't even know what that means. That means that everybody should have equal rights. And if you are against that, then you are sexist, you are racist, you are transphobic, you are homophobic. And honestly, I don't want you listening to my show, but I kind of want you listening to the show for the ratings. So if you feel like you need to disagree with me, 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me. Oh, that was a loud sound effect. Ryan Hoppe Radio at gmail.com. I'm getting worked up here, so let me go take a quick drink of water or kava.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
On today's Happy Hour, we've been getting a little worked up. We've been ranting a little bit. So if you feel like skipping the music we play on here, just go fast forward 3 minutes and 50 seconds. But if you feel like feeling some zen, here is Handbook with Late Night Drive. We will be right back in 3.5 minutes on Happy Hour. That is Handbook with Late Night Drive. I think they called it Late Night Drive because it's the perfect song to listen to on a late night drive. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Let me get this music loaded before I get into it, because we're going to be syndicated. So these segments are being split into 10-minute segments. So I know you're going to appreciate that. By the way, I forgot to mention that you're listening to.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
This following segment has been brought to you by the best printing company in all of the Bay Area, WestChasePrinting.com. Business cards, posters, yard signs, whatever the hell you need printed up, I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, they'll hook you up. And on the invoice, you got to make sure to name drop that you heard about it from Hoppe Hour. Make sure to name drop me, because that way you'll get a great hookup. We'll be right back on Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
He never holds back, and he speaks his mind. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Let's get right into it.
Whoa! Hoppe Hot Topic!
What the hell is going on with Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco? She's responding to Benny Blanco going on the
Howard Stern Show
and saying that Benny Blanco says he wants to have marriage and kids with Selena Gomez. Now, Selena Gomez is a beautiful woman and deserves better than Justin Bieber, but let's see, because I haven't heard this clip yet. I personally and purposely don't listen to the clips beforehand because I want to hear it for the first time with the audience. Whenever I have guests on the show or interviews, I save everything for the air. So here we go. This is Howard Stern talking to Benny Blanco. And it was funny. All the Howard Stern fans were like, oh, he changed. What, do you want a 70-year-old talking to women like he did in the 90s? No.
You have no room for kids in your life, right?
What do you mean? I want to have. That's like my the goal on the box.
Selena Gomez is reacting to Benny Blanco's comments on kids and marriage. After the music producer revealed his intentions on growing his family during an interview with Howard Stern, the Single Soon singer is giving her thoughts on those plans.
Let's guess. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I will give away a gift of you continuing to hear my voice. It's the game show known as Will She Want to Have Kids with Benny Blanco or Not? That is a very long title of the game show. Here's how it goes. Is she going to want to have kids with Benny Blanco? Or is she going to go, no, I want to continue to be a cab mom that makes movies and TV shows with Steve Martin? All right. Keep your answers ready. Let's find out.
She tells Time Magazine in an interview published on May.
I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say right now that I personally think she's going to say she doesn't want kids.
29th, he can't lie to save his life. If he's asked a question, he'll answer it. And while Selena doesn't share her plans on marriage or children, she does applaud Benny for not being fazed by any of the noise.
That is the most boring result to a game show ever. I was here trying to bring an entertaining segment, and she didn't answer it. That's not a good sign. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you have Selena Gomez as this is her response to him pouring his heart out on Howard Stern, homie might have said a little bit too much.
May 29th, he can't lie to save his life. If he's asked a question, he'll answer it.
That's not a good answer.
While Selena doesn't share her plans on marriage or children, she does applaud Benny for not being fazed by any of the noise. Quote, I know what people can do to people I love. My own fans, who I adore and feel like have shaped who I am, will say the most hurtful things to me about how I live my life.
Here's the problem. She does this. Chrissy Teigen does this. All these celebrities do this, but they respond publicly to the haters. I've dealt with haters in my life. And in my early 20s, I would respond and get into Twitter arguments. You know what you do? I'm going to give you some advice, guys, right now. This is Hoppe Hour. I'm your host, Ryan Hoppe, if you're just tuning in. And I'm going to give you advice on how to deal with haters. You hear this music in the background, this groovy music? Pretend this is a hater. You hear how I turn that off? Just turn them off. Don't respond. Because when you respond to a hater, you're just giving them the noise they want. Because they're losers that have nothing better to do. And if there is something that you have as a flaw, and if they're critiquing that flaw, they also have that flaw. So like this music, turn off the haters. That's all you got to do. Life's too short. You don't want to be on your deathbed in 2070 and be like, you know what? I'm really glad I snapped back at that person on Twitter. No, you got to be quiet.
But he has the strength in him that none of that noise phases him. Adding, I don't know what the future holds, but I do know that he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. If there was one way to figure out how Selena Gomez feels, if there was one way to go, hey, how do you think she feels about having a kid with the one and only Benny Blanco, it would be this answer.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
It would be Randy Jackson on American Idol saying, it's going to be a no for me, dog.
No for me, dog. The voice is...
That's pretty much what Selena Gomez said. I just spoke weird. She pretty much said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the no response is not a good response. Do you seriously, and I know we don't really know Selena Gomez, and this is just a bunch of parasocial relationships, but do you look at Selena Gomez and go, oh, that's a mother? I'm not saying she would be a bad mom. Don't get it twisted. But I'm also saying, do you see her as a mom? Do you look at Selena Gomez, early 30s, and go, oh, she wants kids? I don't think so. I mean, I might be wrong. There are times that I have been wrong in my life. But there are times I have been correct. And whenever I am correct on something, I'm like the best at being correct. I don't know if that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Like sometimes when you're so incorrect, the next time you give an opinion, you're going to be so correct because you were so incorrect before. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, she does not want kids with Benny Blanco. And if Benny Blanco really wants kids, he maybe should end this relationship. I get that the relationship's wonderful and dandy and he's in love, blah, blah, blah. But if you really want kids, maybe you should find somebody else. Here's why. I've gone through a few heartbreaking breakups before. What a concept. A heartbreak makes you feel bad after a breakup? Whoa. And there's this video. If anybody out there that's listening right now has been through a bad breakup, maybe your ex dumped you today, and you don't know what to do, go to YouTube and Google how to get over a breakup. Jocko, Jocko. He's the guy that's been on the Joe Rogan show before. And pretty much the video says that you're painting a picture in your head of what you want the person to be and that the person you thought they were never existed. And that might be what Benny Blanco is going through right now with Selena Gomez. He really wants her to be his wife and to have kids with her and a huge house, and they toss the football while she gets dinner ready. But I don't think that's going to happen. I predict by 2027, they will break up, and then he will probably knock up somebody else. Sorry, not trying to be a negative person here, but the one thing that is guaranteed on Hoppe Hour is
he never holds back, and he speaks his mind.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Alrighty. We're about to take a quick commercial break here on Hoppe Hour. Call me, 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, RyanHoppe Radio. And you can email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. And if you're listening in London and Manchester and you're trying to figure out how to communicate with me, message me on WhatsApp. I believe it would be 856-494-6773. I believe so. I got to figure out WhatsApp. So email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com, and teach me about WhatsApp. I want to communicate with you, London. All right. We'll be right back.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
If you're listening on a radio station, don't touch that dial. Or if you're listening on this podcast, don't touch that iPhone. All right. I'm going to take you back to 2008 with Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige and Swizzy Beats. You're welcome. Now, if you feel like skipping through the song, skip 5 minutes. But trust me, I'm picking these bangers for you because this is a morning radio show with 2000s vibes.
I was on roids, I've been hitting so long, and I'm a big-headed boy. Nah, we ain't on HGH, though I might pick up some weight when I'm running through your state. Nah, we ain't on the clear, we on the runway, you back-to-back live. This miss no more drama, and Barack Obama, rhymes feel honest. I put my life on these tracks, you act like y'all wanna pay me for the facts. Luckily my therapy is the rap. I just bare my soul, I don't expect nothing back. You all welcome, long as you felt I was gon' get mine. You know where the hell I'm from. I'm from the bottom, so I do this from the diapers. Quick, fast, turn the Big Apple into cider. I do this, I'm a writer and a writer. I spew it cause I'm nicer, but I do this for the lifers. I'm a writer and a writer. I spew it cause I'm nicer, but I do it for the lifers. You welcome. Everybody get your hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up higher. You probably never see again somebody so deadly via the pen. Viva Jovito Padino, muy bien. Big up to Biggie and Pac, I do it for them. Until I reach Khalik, I do it for him. Do it for those who can't do for self, due to the pen. May these bars reach through your bar. And mine, when Mary sing, it heals your heart. God solely stands filled, you are. Love is a battlefield, we all get scars. I put my heart into this. This is much more than marketed music. Reason I gotta market to do this is people going through pain. I'm just walking them through this. This ain't no marketed music. People going through pain. I'm just talking them through it. Everybody get your hands up, hands up, hands up, higher, hands up, hands up, hands up, higher. Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree?
Striving for your love, this would all be a dream, and you made our dreams come true. That's why y'all don't need to thank us, 'cause we do this all for you. We knew what you were going through, because we were going through it too. When no one seemed to understand, we were always there to hold you.
Sure, I taught you I watch brands and watch bands. I also said watch the man hopping out of van. I ain't only teach you about so I taught you how to fish and not let other niggas feed you.
For all of y'all, keeping y'all in hell, just to see you smile and enjoy yourself. You are the welcome, you are the welcome, you are the welcome.
Everybody say M, for J, for V, for H, for O, for V, for M, for J, for V, for H, for O, for V. Knock 'em out the box, knock 'em out the box. Mary, knock 'em out the box, knock 'em out the box.
What up, Swizzy?
Knock 'em out the box.
Sing it, bro. Or rap it, rather.
Knock 'em out the box. Hey, get it up, oh, get it up, hey, get it up, oh, get it up, hey, to the left, oh, to the right, hey, to the left,
Oh, yeah.
Good night, good night, good night,
Good night. Good night. This following segment on this award-winning show known as Hoppe Hour has been brought to you by counselingoncall.net. Now, if you're listening in Maryland or in Florida, it is the best way to get therapy. Mental health is very important. I know May is National Mental Health Month. But a lot of times it seems like once May's over with, everybody forgets about mental health. It kind of just gets, brushed up or whatever. No, you got to work on it 24/7. Go to counselingoncall.net. And when you sign up for a psychologist, tell them I sent you.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
And now for something completely different.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. Call the show. Leave me a voicemail. 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me, ask me or whatever, at Ryan Hoppe Radio, RyanHoppe Radio. And for everything going on with this show, RyanHoppeRadio.com. All right, let's get into Scotty Scheffler.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Scotty Scheffler is at his next golf tournament while facing multiple criminal charges, including assaulting a police officer in Louisville, Kentucky, where he competed last weekend in the PGA Championship. New video released by police shows Scheffler's arrest in the early morning confrontation last Friday between the golf pro and authorities. This is his car being stopped, a police officer appearing to make contact with it. An unrelated fatal collision had taken place earlier. Traffic was blocked, and Scheffler was trying to get to the golf course. According to the arrest report, he tried to drive around traffic and was told to stop by police.
He probably thinks he's above everybody else because he's a famous golfer. Can you imagine if LeBron did this?
Says Scheffler refused to comply and accelerated forward, dragging a detective to the ground, leaving...
Yeah, can you imagine if LeBron did this, or Colin Kaepernick, if you catch my drift?
Him with pain, swelling, and abrasions. A bus blocked that alleged moment in the video, and the detective, Brian Gillis, did not have his body camera on.
Yeah, he probably regrets that.
Our officer has received corrective action for this policy violation.
According to records provided by police to NBC News, Gillis has been disciplined 6 times in the past, including...
Whoa. A cop being dirty? That never, ever happens. Just saying.
2 suspensions for violating department policies.
Yeah, he should probably be gone. You know what the problem is? There are a lot of good cops, but the problem is the good cops don't speak up about the bad cops. So it makes it hard to trust them.
Scheffler's arrest
at times.
drew international headlines. The world's best golfer fingerprinted, charged, and his mugshot released to the public. Fans showed up at the tournament with free Scotty t-shirts. The day of the arrest, after playing his round, Scheffler spoke to the media.
This is definitely white privilege at its finest. I'm just saying, I'm just being real. I'm going to put that out there.
Comment on any specifics, but my situation will be handled. It was just a big misunderstanding.
Later.
Yeah, big misunderstanding. I'm a rich white guy. I'm going to get away with it.
Describing the early morning scene as rainy and chaotic, adding he never intended to disregard any of the instructions.
Of course not. He got a good lawyer, because now here's the latest update to it.
Golf great Scotty Scheffler is breathing a big sigh of relief today. He had a court date in front of a judge regarding the assault charge he's facing for allegedly dragging a police officer who stopped him while on his way to the PGA Tour.
You should be mad, everyday average Joe and Jane that grinds in life that's listening to the show. Not because you're listening to the show, but do realize if this was any other person, those charges would not get dropped. Imagine if he were the guy that was driving around with the suspended license that was on Zoom. Scotty Scheffler would get away with it.
Tournament.
The world's #1 golfer, Scotty Scheffler, is celebrating today after all charges stemming from his arrest are dropped.
Based upon the totality of the evidence, my office cannot move forward in the prosecution of the charges filed against.
Well, that's the problem with the cop, that he didn't have the, body cam footage on. You got to have that on, bruh.
Mr. Scheffler.
The 27-year-old golf great was placed in cuffs earlier this month after driving around the scene of an accident. He was on his way to play in the prestigious PGA Championship in Louisville.
I will dismiss the matter.
Everybody who is charged with a felony offense is glad that it's over.
Wow, riveting evidence, riveting analysis from Scotty Scheffler's attorney. I mean, if you could have asked for more in-depth analysis, you get this.
Who is charged with a felony offense is glad that it's over. Everybody.
Thanks, genius.
And so, yes, he's glad it's over.
I love the ending music to any Inside Edition clip. Dun, 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 dun. So there's this controversy amongst my family. My grandpa played golf in the 40s and 50s before there were any records. And he knocked up his first wife, who ended up dying of cancer, unfortunately. But I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he always told me, oh, yeah, I was going to be the next big golfer, I was going to be the next big thing. Telling me this over and over again like a golf swing. Here's the thing. I got to hang out, and this is not me trying to speak ill of the dead, but I got to hang out with my great uncle, that being my grandpa's brother. And he's like, oh yeah, he participated in golf tournaments. And I was like, no, don't tell me the truth about my grandpa. But you know what? I loved my grandpa, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And that's all that matters. He didn't really like anybody else, but me, for some reason, he loved me. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. It says right here, Mad Rife cancels 2 shows very last minute, apologizes for medical emergencies. He's this comedian who's really good looking, and a lot of people that are ugly are jealous of him and hates on him. But if he was an ugly guy, all the ugly people would find him funny. But because he's really good looking, he's kind of got that Dane Cook thing, but he's actually funny. A bunch of Indians got screwed out of comedy shows from Mad Rife this week. Indianaans. I guess that's how you say people that live in Indiana. I've never heard that. And I lived next door to Indiana in Illinois. I've never heard someone from Indiana be like, oh, I'm in Indiana. Whatever. This after he abruptly canceled 2 sold-out gigs, something he said he's very sorry about. The comic was scheduled to perform 2 comedy shows Wednesday in Bloomington, Indiana. And according to the reports on the ground, he pulled the plug on both shows, saying that he was sick 20 minutes or so before the first show was supposed to begin. Can you imagine you're at the show and then you're told, oh yeah, it's not going to happen. Sorry. Can only imagine. It says here, he did clarify that refunds would be issued and that he and his team are working on making sure everyone gets their money back. Of course, on this TMZ article, it's showing pictures of Matt Rife all shirtless. Like, yeah, rub it in our face. We know he's good looking. Speaking of someone that's good looking, I find this fascinating. Lenny Kravitz says, I have been celibate for 9 years. Lenny Kravitz might be a well-known sex symbol, but that's kind of fading in light of this news, namely him being celibate for a whopping 9 years on his spiritual journey. The music icon said he ditched casual flings for nearly a decade after he finds the right woman. Maybe the song American Woman was based off of truth after all. American Woman. But dun, dun, dun. I'm a little bit of a, how do I say this politely in the radio world? I love women, and I love the things you can do with them. So I can't imagine, being celibate. I can't imagine going, I was celibate in 2019 or 2020 where I couldn't find somebody, but that was, not out of my choice. I didn't go, I want to be celibate for a year. And I feel like I've broken the record of how many times the word celibate has been said in a radio show. So we're going to move on because we got to go to a quick commercial break. All right. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Now, if you're listening in the Tampa Bay area where we are located out of, I am actually broadcasting live from the chill room of Pinellas Park, which is the best Kava and Kratom bar in the area. So thank you to Frank the Kava OG, who's in the room, for allowing me to record here. Coming up next on the show, we have a ton to get into. We're going to get into Diddy, we're going to get into Travis Kelce, we're going to get into Bill Walton, rest in peace, and much more. Because on this show, you never know what I'm going to talk about. I could go from talking about dating advice or Bam Margera losing his mind to, rest in peace, Bill Walton. Much mad. That's a new word. I should put that in the dictionary. That and much more coming up on this award-winning show known as Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best barber in all of the Bay Area, Rich Keeley Master Barbershop at richkbarber.com. But you can't just show up and go, hey, Rich, I want a haircut. No, you got to sign up at richkbarber.com. He's over at Salon Loft on Kennedy Boulevard, right next door to McDonald's. When you sign up for a haircut and you go there and you tell him that I sent you, he will hook you up.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Oh, yeah. Let me just load up my clock for the syndication. Let's do this right here. 10 minutes. Do. Alrighty.
Now for something completely different.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPY. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Oh, yeah. Let's get right into it. It says here, Nicki Minaj apologizes to fans following arrest and release. We'll get into that and more right now on this award-winning show.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Oh, so I'm under arrest?
Yes.
But under arrest for what?
Okay. Stop filming now.
I'm under arrest for what? Okay. Do you know what happened when I came here?
You have to go inside.
This is Nicki Minaj's Instagram Live, which is the most 2024 thing ever. A rapper getting arrested on Instagram Live in Amsterdam, of all places.
The police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage.
Okay.
And to search everything of your luggage. I'm so sorry to say that.
You know they're getting a power trip. You know they're like, she's a famous American rapper. Let's see what we can do to her.
But isn't that what you planned on doing from the get-go? Why didn't you guys search it before it went on the plane?
Nicki Minaj is
That's actually kind of a good point by Nicki Minaj.
apologizing to her fans following her arrest and release in the Netherlands. The rapper was released from custody hours after she was arrested at an airport in Amsterdam on Saturday for allegedly carrying soft drugs and ended up postponing a concert on her Pink Friday 2 world tour in Manchester, England.
A lot of people hate on Nicki Minaj, but she is that original OG. I mean, she copied Lil' Kim a little bit, but Cardi B, let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, Cardi B can thank Nicki Minaj for her career.
Thank you to everyone who prayed for me today. May God cover you in all that is connected to you. May you be blessed beyond your imagination.
Oh, yeah. It makes sense. With all the turmoil going on in the world, it wasn't because she's rich and famous that everything kind of worked out to her. It's because of God. Mm-hmm.
He said in part on X, adding, please, please, please accept my deepest and most sincere apologies. They sure did know exactly how to hurt me today, but this too shall pass.
Maybe don't bring drugs to a country. Did we learn anything from Brittany Griner?
In her lengthy post, Nicki said that she sat in a jail cell for 5 to 6 hours. The rapper, who live streamed the arrest, also wrote, they succeeded at their plan to not let me go on that stage tonight. I succeeded at getting to the root of it all by recording them and posting everything in real time. I have so much video evidence. You wouldn't believe it if I told you. I'll have the lawyers and God take it from here, though.
Again, I don't think that big man up in the sky known as God is like, hey, I got all these people I need to answer their prayers. I got all these DMs coming in. Let me make sure Nicki Minaj is okay.
Towards the end of her post, Nicki wrote they are discussing options for another date for the canceled show, additionally saying, I'll find a way to not only make up the date with the performance, but I'm going to create an added bonus for everyone that had a ticket for this show. Promise. I'll still be performing at the second Manchester show on the 30th, 5 days away. I'll still be performing in Birmingham tomorrow.
Oh yeah, nothing says a party like Birmingham.
In video uploaded to social media, the super bass rapper also apologized to fans outside her hotel. NBC News reports that Dutch police have not identified the name of the person arrested, but when asked if it was the rapper, a spokesperson reportedly said that officers had arrested a, quote, 41-year-old American woman at Schiphol Airport because of possession of soft drugs.
And it's so weird because this was in Amsterdam where I thought weed was legal. It's very confusing.
The outlet also reports that she was fined.
I mean, I think weed's legal. Everyone goes there to the party. I don't know. That is just an utter waste of time. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Speaking of another person who's an utter waste of time, that is Robert De Niro. And listen, I don't get political on the show. Here in America, I don't even vote. I don't care about politicians, but I find Robert De Niro showing up at Trump's trial to just be so phony.
Happy Hot Topic!
A stunning special guest appearance at the Trump trial.
Look at me. I'm Robert De Niro. I'm going to make everything about me.
Robert De Niro showed up, sparking chaos.
Why come down is a good question. I had to come down. Look what's going on. Look what's going on.
You literally are worth probably $100 million. You don't know what's going on. None of this affects you, brah. You're making it about you.
You have to speak out.
He slammed the former president just as closing arguments were getting underway.
If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye.
Okay. Here we go. One of the comments here on YouTube sounds like a scared criminal on a flight log list. That's a good point.
We all take for granted.
De Niro's remarks enraged the Trump supporters gathered here outside court. They surrounded him as he was leaving, but De Niro did not back down from what turned into a very heated war of words.
It's so weird because he thinks he's so tough. Robert De Niro walks around going, oh, I'm so tough. I'm like, bro, you're not tough at all. How could you possibly think you're tough? It's insane.
You're nobody! You're trash!
Well, that's dumb. Somebody just said you're a nobody and you're trash. He's a pretty good actor, especially in Meet the Parents. He may be annoying and irritating or whatever, but he's not trash. He's a trash person.
You think by yelling and intimidating, you're not going to intimidate. That's what Trump does to try to intimidate. We are going to fight.
Wow. But you're yelling. You're saying that Trump does it, but you're doing it as well, you hypocrite.
You think by yelling and intimidating, you're not going to intimidate. That's what Trump does to try to intimidate. We are going to fight back.
You're washed up. We don't need you to fight back, Robert De Niro. You're not our Superman. We're not going, oh my goodness, because a rich 80-year-old boomer actor is fighting back. We're so sad in life now. Oh my goodness, he's our superhero. He's our Superman. Thank you. It's Robert De Niro to the rescue. With his frail 80-year-old body and his 6-month-old son or whatever that he's not going to be around for a long time with. You're such a hero, Robert De Niro. What would we do without you? You're a real-life Clark Kent. I mean, good riddance. The self-importance of him pointing his finger and arguing, like, bro, you're an actor. This is an act. You're not believable.
We're trying to do it more. We're trying to be gentlemen in this world. The Democrats. You are gangsters. You are gangsters.
Meanwhile, the Trump family showed up in force today with Tiffany Trump joining Don Jr., Eric, and Eric's wife, Laura.
They look so tired. Like, I know they probably deserve it because they're all criminals, and so is the Biden family. But I'm just telling you, they look like, oh my God, I am so sick of going to court.
Tiffany flashed a smile at Dad as he led everyone into the courtroom, where they sat.
She's like, thanks, Dad, for the money.
Right behind him in the front row. The defense team's closing argument came first, with Trump's attorney blasting the prosecution's star witness, Michael Cohen. He's literally like the MVP of liars. Todd Blanchard.
Ugh, they're all liars. Enough. I don't get too political on the show because I find it all to be phony, baloney nonsense. And I'm actually not going to be voting in November because I don't want my address to be out there. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I've seen it. You have the ultra conservatives that think that Trump can do no wrong. And then you have the ultra liberals that think that Biden can do no wrong. And it's like, they all are awful. There's not one of them I look at that I go, oh my goodness, because of them, we are so set. We are so good. Thank goodness for them. Oh, we're so much better because we have them. It's all nonsense. Again, like I said earlier in the show, we're all going to die someday. And this is just a bunch of nonsense to prolong the fact. Nobody wants to think about it. Nobody wants to address it. So we just have these political arguments all day long. On that exciting, uplifting, non-morbid note, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. Coming up next, we'll talk about much more. 856-49-HOPPY. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And you can email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. We'll be right back on
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Okay. If you're listening on the podcast, hi. We're syndicated now, so we have to separate the show into 10-minute breaks. And I'm going to go take a quick drink of my kava. So if you don't feel like listening to the music that's on this show, you can skip 4 minutes and 40 seconds. But again, I'm making this into a morning radio show with 2000s music. So here is Kush featuring Gunplay, Lil Wayne, and Rick Ross.
Mary Jane's flowers, that kush, that kush, that kush, that kush, that kush, that kush. I'm on that kush, that kush, that kush, that kush, that kush. Mary Jane's flowers. I don't smoke no Reggie, I don't smoke no mid. I'm always fucking high, so much we might have kids. And while you babysitting the blunt, that's that shit I don't like. I'm looking for one of these bad bitches to come ride me like a turnpike on some real shit. I'm a pothead. Please don't blow my high, man.
Look into my eyes and it look like I'm from Thailand. I am smoking on that gas. Life should be on Cinemax. Smoking on that OG and that double R. I'm real relaxed. I smoke so much kill, they call me killer. Man, I'm on that strong bodybuilder. Like that shit and pass it. My white girl on that acid, but me, I'm on that kush. Don't you? And I got a big bouquet of Mary Jane's flowers. Yeah, Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. Don't play fuck with me. And I got a big bouquet of Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. That kush. 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 Mary Jane's flowers.
That little bottle, big bubba bouquet. And by the look at my paint, man, it's a wonderful spray. Sucker tryna fuck my high up on a sucker free day. I told that sucker park your whip, cause this a sucker free lane. Harry Hoover, Hussein, kick ass weed, Wu-Tang. Bees for big on the Bentley, can't squeeze through lanes. Raw papers in Jamaica, eat some Aki roller acre. I be hippie blitz, trippy sticks, activate the vapors. And this anthrax wax, give you asthma attacks. I'm a smoker, use a choker, gon' and pass that back. Lighting weed, that's my dope style. Eyes lower than my profile. This ain't hit your lung, your car both out.
And I got a big bouquet of Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. And I got a big bouquet of Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. That kush. 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 Mary Jane's flowers. And I got a big bouquet of Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers.
Cushion and swishing, couldn't be sweeter. I'm talking P80 mine, the TAC off the meter. I spark 'em up in the theater. Cloud so thick, heavy on real estate. House your bitch, black bottle boss. I'm burning like Biggie, Bob Marley and Ziggy. My niggas, we run the city. It's a very thin line, you can candy paint mine. All I want is Chevys and the best kush I could find. 60 in the bank, another 100 on my mind. When we started out with Reggie, we were barely getting dimes. We were barely getting dimes. Now all we fuck is dimes.
And I got a big bouquet of Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers. Mary Jane's flowers.
Oh yeah.
Bouquet of Mary Jane's flowers. Yeah, Mary Jane's flowers.
What's up?
Mary Jane's flowers. I'm on that kush.
The what?
Kush.
Oh yeah.
Kush. That kush. That kush. That kush. And you know we on that kush. That kush. That kush. And you know we on that kush. That kush. Mary Jane's flowers. That kush.
What is it?
Nothing but that kush.
What are you doing?
We ain't smoking nothing but that kush.
Yeah, just make sure that it's not laced with fentanyl. This following segment has been brought to you by Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com. At checkout, use keyword Ryan20, RYAN20 to save 20%.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour. Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
And now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh yeah. 856-49-HOPPE. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com, if you're in Detroit, Missouri, Charlotte, Fort Myers, Tampa, London, wherever you are. you can always get into contact with me. Alrighty. We have so much to get into. What do we have here? This headline made me sad right here. It says 1-year-old rescued from hot car in Florida. This person, whoever the mother should be, should have their kids taken away.
Sheriff's office, did y'all call?
A sheriff's deputy was called to rescue a 1-year-old child after she got locked inside a car in a parking lot.
G14 fire vehicle is not running. They locked the keys in the car. How far out is FD? I'm just smash the window here in a second if FD's not close.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office in Florida says when the deputy arrived on scene, he was concerned for the child because of how hot it was outside. It also says he observed the child sweating inside the car.
How long has she been in there?
Here for about 10 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna smash.
Here's why I think this is a bad mom. Because you just smashed the window. You know what I'm saying? Keeping a 1-year-old in the car for 10 minutes? Grab anything. Again, maybe I'm being a little unfair because earlier I said that I got a vasectomy and I don't want kids, so maybe I shouldn't speak on that. But I would have probably smashed the window. If the cops are going to do it, just do it.
Smash the window then. No. I have to because she's been stuck in there.
The sheriff's office.
And then the mom's like, don't smash the window. Like, of course she does. Of course they have to smash the window. That's terrible parenting. Don't smash the window. You can get a new window. This is your kid.
This says the deputy chose to break the window furthest from where the child was in the car. Once the doors were able to be opened, the relieved parents scooped up the child to...
And this is going to be a surprise to you, but the car is messy.
...comfort her. The sheriff's office says she was assessed by the fire department and was determined to be okay. For inside...
Alrighty. I mean, ridiculous. She literally didn't smash the window for 10 minutes, and then the cop was like, we have to smash the window. What is so important about the window? It's just a Honda Civic. You can get a new car. Or, I mean, not a new car, a new window. That infuriated me. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. So, Kylie Kelsey, the wife of Jason Kelsey, got into a heated altercation with a fan because they wanted a picture and she didn't want to take a picture with the fan. And the mayor of Margate City, New Jersey, where it took place, is saying sorry.
Happy Hot Topic!
Jersey mayor is apologizing to Kylie and Jason Kelsey. Mayor Michael Collins of Margate City issues an apology on social media after a video went viral over Memorial Day weekend of a woman harassing Jason and Kylie Kelsey during their recent date in New Jersey. The mayor writes on Facebook May 29th on behalf...
What is a date in New Jersey? Going to a swamp?
On behalf of the city of Margate, I'd like to formally apologize to Jason and Kylie Kelsey for the experience they had in Margate City over the holiday weekend. As a father with young children, I know as well as anyone the importance of a date night with your wife and would like to offer a redo date night with dinner on me. The video.
Do you really want to pay for that dinner? Because you know that a lineman like Jason Kelsey can probably eat like 4 porterhouse steaks.
Video, which was taken on May 25th, showed a woman arguing with Kylie. The popular Philly-based podcast WTTW Podcast posted the video to their Instagram May 28th. In the video, you can hear the woman saying, "I don't care who you are. You will never be allowed in this town." As the
that's so spicy. Sounds like everything going on in the WNBA with Caitlin Clark.
camera panned away, Kylie was heard replying, "I can smell the alcohol in your breath. You're embarrassing yourself." Although the video doesn't show what led to the confrontation, the podcast's Instagram page detailed the situation, writing in the caption, "Story we're getting is Crumb Bum was trying to get a photo with @Kylie Kelsey and Jason Kelsey while they were in traffic or in their car. Kylie politely said no, and that's when the Crumb Bum went off. You can hear the Crumb Bum saying, 'You'll never be allowed in this town. Honey, you just embarrassed yourself.' Multiple witnesses have messaged us and said the Kelseys did nothing wrong and were so polite."
Here's the thing though, like, I don't know why you wouldn't just take a picture. Like, you know how much that means to somebody to take a picture? Like, I get that celebrities don't have to do it, and that was totally an overreaction by that person. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the gallery, but just maybe take the picture.
Neither Kylie nor Jason Kelsey have commented publicly on the incident. However, the incident didn't rain on the former NFL player's Memorial Day weekend with his family. During a recent episode of the Kelsey Brothers New Heights podcast, Jason opened up about his vacation with wife Kylie and daughters over the weekend.
Well, we went to Sea Isle. We definitely went to Sea Isle. Went to the beach, had a lot of fun with the girls, ate a bunch of beach food.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Nice. What a great response. Nice.
And Kylie understands Jason's fame. In 2023, while appearing on the podcast as a guest, she admitted she's happy to let fans get pictures, but sometimes it's not appropriate.
I do think that it's a little bit harder to go out and send him for ice cream if the girls want some, or head out as a family and try to do something without him asking to have pictures taken with him, which is an interesting interaction for our daughters to watch. But
oh no, the hard life of people being fans of you that made you guys millions. No. Come on now. It's not that big of a deal. It's irritating. Don't get me wrong.
Besides that, I do say oftentimes people will ask me while their friend's spouse is taking a picture with him. They always ask me, does he get annoyed by this, or does this bother him? And I always say to people, it's not like people walk up to him and say, you really suck.
Well, it's Philly. Every now and then.
It's always in.
That's a good point by Travis.
Always in support of him. It's always encouragement, and
she is a classy woman.
Excitement in meeting him, and they're always so loving when they talk to him.
All right, good to know. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. All right, real quick.
We had an interesting reception on the Jumbotron where the Cowboys fans were not too happy. Whatever.
Yeah, I got booed twice. It's whatever. I get it.
You can hear in Travis's voice he doesn't like getting booed. It's whatever. No, he's mad.
I get it. I'm not from Dallas. Why? I'm just kind of like an innocent bystander.
Travis Kelce reacting to getting booed at the NBA playoffs.
I live life, dog. I live life to the fullest. I try and, spread the love.
Well, not much love was spread to Trav over the weekend. The NFL star watched the Dallas Mavericks take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in an NBA playoff game alongside his Kansas City Chiefs teammate, Patrick Mahomes. And when Travis was shown on the Jumbotron, the crowd wasn't too friendly.
I would have booed him too.
Now the athlete's diving into that moment with his brother Jason on their New Heights podcast.
I don't know. Maybe they I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they just don't like.
This is a podcast? That's his, I don't know. Talk, bro.
I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they just don't like the Chiefs. I don't know.
Isn't if they were showing you, they had to be showing Pat too, right?
Yeah, but it was like, they'll throw the name underneath and like try and specify who they're showing. Like they showed me, I got caught off guard because I was trying to take a selfie with some people around me, and then Pat like kind of like taps me. I was like, "What's?" I was like, "Oh, I'm on the Jumbotron." All
right. That's a riveting podcast. And so is this one. We'll be right back on Hoppe Hour. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. And for all the info, what do you think it could be? RyanHoppe radio.com.
ryanhopperadio.com.
We'll be right back.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Oh, yeah. This following segment has been brought to you by the best kava and kratom around. That being mitra-9.com. At checkout, use keyword Hoppe to save 20%. This is also being brought to you by dzbzhoney.com. At checkout, use keyword Hoppe. Also go to Fortify, FORTIFEYE.com. And at checkout, there use Ryan20, RYAN20. We have so much more to get into. On what show?
Hoppe Hour.
On dating apps, he's 6'9", but in reality, he's 6'8.5".
And now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh, yeah. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. All right, we're at the end of the show. So we're just going to go through some of these headlines right here. This first one says, Pat Sajak to host final Wheel of Fortune on June 7th. Now, I grew up without cable TV, which is why I take pride in having streaming services, because growing up, I told myself I was going to have it. So I used to watch Wheel of Fortune every night. So this is an end of an era.
Next up, Wheel of Fortune. Very soon, longtime host Pat Sajak will be saying goodbye to the wheel after revealing last year that this season would be his last. We now know when the final Pat episode is set to air. Today.com confirming with Sajak's reps that the host's last spin is slated for June 7th. Soon. Sajak has hosted the show since it launched in 1981 alongside Vanna White. And after he signs off, Ryan Seacrest is set to step in as host.
Ryan Seacrest does everything, man. He does radio shows. He does American Idol. It's quite insane how much Ryan Seacrest does. It really, really is. Also in the news.
Maybe I'll just strip down right here. Bill is taking his shirt off.
As eccentric off the court as he was dominant on it.
And Walton rolled off the pick beautifully.
Bill Walton was larger than life in more ways than just his nearly 7-foot height. Overnight, the Celtics honoring their former star after capturing the Eastern Conference title with a sweep of the Pacers.
One of the greatest Celtics of all time. This is dedicated to Bill.
With a shock of red hair and a broad smile, he's
a legend, man. He was a little bit of a goofball, but I loved it.
Radiated positivity, and you never knew quite what he'd say or do.
This is called a glockenspiel, okay?
Take a bite out of it while it's lit.
While it's lit?
I'm kidding.
In the early 70s, the Southern California native was the country's top college player at UCLA under coaching icon John Wooden, winning 2 national titles together.
Coach Wooden was this remarkable human being and this force of nature.
Then he was drafted first overall by the Portland Trailblazers in 1974.
Walton on the lob. Oh, he got it in!
Leading them to the only championship in franchise history. Despite debilitating injuries that threatened his career, the big man revitalizing his game on the Celtics' legendary 1986 championship team.
But that year he played 80 games, and we won a lot of them. Because of him.
After he retired, Walton pivoted to the broadcast chair.
If you were smart.
That's what I think he was even better at. And he was so good with Dave Plash, who is this kind of boring play-by-play man, and he's about to speak right now.
Pivoted to the broadcast chair.
If you were smiling and laughing at Bill, it was a good day for Bill. And for us.
ESPN's Dave Pasch called games with him for over a decade.
The rules were different. When you're a Hall of Famer and you're one of the greatest to ever play, there are things you can do and say that others can't.
A true free spirit, Walton was a fan and friend of the Grateful Dead.
I got to my first show in 1967. I got to the front of the stage, and I never left.
And
he seems like somebody that when he's at a show like that, he's nice to everybody. Like, I feel like if Bill Walton would have been a guest on Hoppe Hour, he would have been amazing.
In the end, Walton's legacy perhaps summed up best by the man himself.
I'm the luckiest dude in the world, man. I was born into a world of hope, optimism, peace, love, books, and music.
And guys, just to get a sense of the impact Walton left on seemingly everyone who came into contact with him, take a look at some of these tweets from other legends of the game. Magic Johnson called him one of the smartest basketball players to ever live. Dr. J saying the beloved champion and character enjoyed life in every way. While Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote, "The world feels so much heavier now. He was the best of us."
It's really sad too, because like, you never know when you're going to die, but it's also like cancer always seems to take out the good people. Like my dad died of cancer. And my uncle recently died of cancer. He was like my second dad. And it's like, it really is that saying the good die young. And I know that 71 years old is not that young, but I just think Bill Walton should have been able to live till 100. All right, we got a few minutes left on the show. I wanted to save Diddy until the end because I just don't want to give this guy that much attention, this dirty, rotten piece of garbage.
Happy Hot Topic!
All right, here is the latest on Diddy. And I love you can always tell what somebody's age is. Gen Xers call him Puff Daddy. Millennials call him Diddy. It's quite funny.
Take it like it's a championship fight, and I'm ready to go.
In what could shape up to be Diddy's ultimate fight for freedom, E.T. has learned a grand jury was convened to hear evidence collected 65 days after the federal raids.
I love that dramatic music.
According to CNN, potential witnesses have been notified but not yet prepped for testimony. It's unclear what charges prosecutors are investigating or whether they could carry years in prison if convicted.
The Cassie video is so infuriating because it's like the hotel covered it up. Everybody covered him up, man. The rich and elite always seem to get away with things. It's literally infuriating. It's one of the most unspoken things ever. I think he's personally going to get away with it. I do.
It's unknown if this disturbing CNN surveillance footage of Diddy's 2016 assault against ex-girlfriend Cassie could be used as relevant evidence.
My behavior.
The thing is, I hate the statute of limitations rule because it should totally be used against him. We see a man, it's like the Ray Rice video from 10 years ago. We see him clearly beating up an innocent woman. And then he had this sociopathic fake crying video.
Relevant evidence.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Of course it is. You beat the crud out of a woman.
Now, in a lengthy new expose published by Rolling Stone, Cassie's sources claim Diddy's abuse went from physical to emotional after their 2018 breakup.
Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
At the beat.
There's no love in you, you scumbag.
ET Awards in 2022, he calls her out by name and thanks her. What we know now is that Cassie says that she was being tormented, that she escaped an abusive relationship. And the sources said that it felt like a taunt.
Can nobody...
And she's such a... I have to skip over this because of music, copyright rules. But she was such a princess, man. How could you do that to a woman? I never get woman beaters. You are the scum of the earth.
The explosive allegations discovered during Rolling Stone's 6-month investigation also include a 2003 alleged gang rape involving...
Here's the thing is, why is Rolling Stones and CNN the ones that are trying to bring him down? Not the police department and the feds. They waited like 25 years. South Park was making jokes about him, vote or die. Like, everybody knew he was a piece of garbage.
A 17-year-old teenager. In 2000, he is accused of breaking a chair over the head of late music executive Shakir Stewart, leaving him bloodied and injured. Former employees also claim they had to, quote, speak Puffy or face his rages, which Diddy denies.
Of course he's going to deny it, man. Oh, he's a piece of garbage. And it's hard in being atheist because I don't really believe in anything, so I don't believe that, like, he's going to go to hell or anything. It's so infuriating because everybody knows he's a scumbag, man. Diddy. I'm not going to lie, though. Come to Me was a good song. He makes a lot of good music in the 2000s, but it's just now that I listen to it, it's the same feeling I get when I listen to like R. Kelly and I'm like, ugh, you just kind of get the heebie-jeebies. Not a good feeling. We got 1:20 left in Happy Hour. I appreciate all of you for listening. The listens have been through the roof and things are going great for Happy Hour. Now go to every single major platform that has a podcast and search up HOPPE Radio. And I appreciate all our affiliates for airing this show. I am on all social media. I am on X at Ryan Hoppe Radio. I am at Ryan Hoppe on Facebook and Ryan Hoppe Radio on Instagram. And for all the info on everything going on with this show, it's RyanHoppeRadio.com. This is the show for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. We are in a new era, and it feels really good. I've been talking for 2.5 hours, and I've never felt better. It feels good to speak my mind and say things and say it the way I want to say it. And it feels good to know that I've entertained each and every one of you. You hear that music? That means the show's about to end. We have 20 seconds left. Any final thoughts? I'm waiting. All right, goodbye.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.